Hello! So, I woke up a lot earlier than I thought I ever would in my life. Even though I'm a serious morning person, I love the morning time. I'm usually awake at around 7 or 8 or 9. I don't like waking up at 10, but today I woke up at 5:58. And last night I was thinking of doing a little bit of a different video today, so I'm going to give it a shot. I am going to pick some random cards and try to explain the meaning just off the top of my head. I'll try to go in depth, but I haven't even fully woken up, so let's just see how this goes. We'll see how cringy this video is. I'm going to pull, I think I'll do 5 cards and their meanings. So I don't have to go all spiritual with this video, it's just fun. First card, the Chariot. So the Chariot is about being pulled in 2 directions, seemingly at once. And what really got me about this card after looking at it for many years is that the Chariot isn't actually moving. There's no movement. Sorry, I'm still not awake. I need coffee. For all the years that I read it until about, I would say, last year, I thought the Chariot was moving and that it was speeding and whatnot, but then it turns out that it's actually not moving because it's up to the charioteer to move the chariot itself, and it's his job to determine the direction. So what it's really about is choosing a direction and going from there instead of having your eyes split in 2 different directions trying to decide. And the Chariot is also connected to the moon. It's connected to Cancer, surprisingly, because when I think yellow, I think solar plexus chakra, and I think, well, actually it's not about the fact that it's yellow or the solar plexus, it's more about the movement and what I perceive to be the speediness, because Cancer is all about home and their home base, and they don't really like to travel that much. I have a Cancer mom, so she doesn't like to travel or anything. But yeah, that's just one little random fact. I thought the Chariot was moving this entire time, but it's really just about picking a direction. Next card. Keep in mind I haven't had any coffee yet. No coffee in my system. It's too hot to drink. I'm a major coffee drinker. Like, I can't survive without my blood being at least 75% coffee. I can't even believe I'm doing this video. I just thought it would be fun. Next card. Ooh, the 8 of Pentacles. So this one resonates with me a lot because I'm a musician and also a perfectionist. And I so often will sit in one place and isolate myself and keep perfecting something, a song. I'll keep perfecting the same song, keep rewriting it and whatnot until it's perfect. And the thing that gets me about this card is that it looks as though everything he's done is already perfect. So this card is really about mastery on a traditional level, but to me, from my perspective, is that it looks like everything is already complete, it's mastered, but he keeps making the same thing over and over and over again. And I just think that speaks to what we do as people, where we'll just keep repeating the same steps, hoping to get a different result. And I don't know who said this, but there's a quote about insanity, where insanity is like expecting different results by doing the same thing over and over again. So maybe this card represents insanity, I don't know. But really it's about mastery and practicing and perfecting your craft on a traditional level. Alrighty, so that is card 2. Let's move on to card 3. Ooh, 4 of Pentacles. I love this one. I love this one because it's so everything I don't want to be. And when it comes up in my readings as how I'm behaving, I think that's fascinating. But the 4 of Pentacles is like the epitome of when you die, you can't take your things with you. As you can see, he's just clinging to his possessions, his material possessions. And I think it's funny that these look like they could go together. But really, this card is about being sort of begrudging, kind of like the Scrooge archetype. But it's also about being financially stable and secure. I've always believed that even with the most negative cards, there's always a positive. Like with everything in all of life, there's always a positive, even if there's something negative happening. But this card usually is taken negatively when it's read by people. But it's kind of goes hand in hand. Like if you have financial abundance, the way to keep that is to just keep it. So I guess that's what he's doing. But yeah, that's about financial security, holding on to things you should probably let go of, and it means it's time to share. So that's card 3. I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. That is really my thing. I love shuffling. Card 4. King of Cups. Ooh, the court cards are really hard to read, by the way. The court cards, I still struggle with them because I can't tell if they represent a person or if they represent myself. But usually I look at both. Like I try to see if there's any immediate person it could be referencing. But most of the time it shows how somebody needs to act. Like it shows what traits are needed. And the King of Cups is, to me, a wise counselor. He's like somebody you can come to with all your problems. He's very empathetic and he's a good listener. He'll listen to everything that you have to say and he'll take your pain without, making you feel like you're a burden. He's not like the King of Swords where he can be completely detached from your pain. He's more empathetic than that. So the King of Cups represents, when it's like referencing a person, it represents somebody who is mature. It represents somebody who has the natural ability to counsel, or it could be a legit counselor. It's just that guy that you want in your life when things get really watery and sad. That's the King of Cups. All right, so there's one more. I'm gonna do one more. I took like one sip of that coffee and I already feel more like myself. So, one more card. Ooh, Death. Nobody wants to see this card, but actually, it is really, sometimes I look at it and it's a relief. Not because I'm like not because I'm an emo kid anymore, like I was when I was a teenager. I was super sad and I felt like I was taking on the pain of the world, and I was really fascinated by death. But now when I look at this card, it's a relief not because of literal death, but because it's time to surrender and let go of something I've been trying to control way too hard. So in my opinion, when death comes up, it's time to let go of something we've been working way too hard for, beyond what it needs. Like we put way more effort into it than it actually needs. That's death. It's the process of letting something go so that it can come back more like itself. Like again, I can relate to this card a lot because of my music projects. Like I think last year was my worst year, where I felt like, if I don't have success, if I don't have an album, if I don't have money, then I'm just gonna be miserable. I kept thinking of it that way, like in future terms, like I'm just gonna be miserable. But the whole time I already was miserable because I was just trying to control it all the time. I was trying to shape it all the time, and I let it define me. So death really is about what can't be defined as well. But traditionally, death is about regeneration and new cycles and ending old cycles. So it's like the world and the fool kind of combined, but it feels a little bit more harsh. So if it's taking, metaphorically, if it's taking something from you, it feels more like it's being yanked. Whereas the fool, it's kind of your choice to start over. But I think that's about it. I just wanted to do 5 card meanings. I don't know how this video will be received, but I was excited to do it, and I thought it would be really fun, and it was. It was really fun. Thanks to everybody who watches. I gotta go finish my coffee now, and I'll see you sort of soon.